Hi everybody, welcome to TIA Now. I'm Clarence Reynolds. New network infrastructures are generating massive amounts of data, but one company is putting that data to good use for its customers, and that company is Intersect. Andrew Hartsfeld is Intersect's VP of Technology for the Americas, and he joins us. Thanks for being with us.
Hi Clarence, thank you.
Andrew, can you give us an overview of what Intersect does?
Sure, so yeah, Intersect has been around just over a decade now. We're primarily focused on enabling carriers to monetize their data, in particular around geolocation data, specific to subscriber locations.
Can you tell me about geofencing and how that works?
So we enable a number of different use cases for carriers around analytics. One of those in particular is geofencing. For example, one of our customers, SFR, use the capabilities we provide them to set geofences around each of their stores. By triggering particular events, when a subscriber enters that geofence, they're able to attract a particular subscriber into the store. What we do though is take the event of the subscriber entering that geofence and tie it to CRM data. So we don't just want to ping a subscriber every time they come near a store. We want to do it on particular scenarios. So for example, one thing that's particularly interesting for a carrier is if they're in their first month of their contract or they've just bought a new device. By attracting them into the store, if they have an issue with the device or a question about their service, we're able to greatly reduce calls into customer care, which obviously reduces overall costs for the carrier. Likewise, when a subscriber's coming towards the end of their contract, or maybe they're due an upgrade on their device, we'll also reach out to them to try and attract them into the store. By having a subscriber enter a store and engage with the salesperson, we're able to ensure that they don't churn or try and reduce churn, or also get them more familiar with the devices that are available rather than just an experience of buying a device online. So this is one particular example with geofencing that a customers use. Other cases are, for example, as well, you could set up a geofence around a stadium. If a particular carrier is sponsoring either a music event or a sporting event, by setting up a geofence around a stadium, when a subscriber enters that geofence, they can enable advanced services, whether that be discounted call plans, messaging plans during that event. So it's another example of geofencing in that particular case. One of the key things as well about Intersect is that we're not using, although we can use active location, which leverages the GPS on the device, we actually use passive location. So it's not taxing the network, it's not taxing a device at all. We're just consuming the data that's available already within the cellular network to be able to derive location.
Intersect is also doing some work in the smart cities area. Tell me about that.
Because of the fact that we're able to track the locations of the general population, there's many advantages that this can bring to smart cities. In particular, we've done a number of trials with the city of Paris, where we're able to look at trends of people as they come to the city and leave the city. This can get used for a number of different things, including planning of transport routes, looking at road planning and things like that. In addition, we can do population or real-time population density. So particular moments of the day, they may want to look at police staffing in particular areas and see where they need more or less staff accordingly. Likewise, when there's a particular event, whether it's a protest or some special event, we can actually look at how many people or what the density of the population is in that area of the city. And again, that's in real time.
I know that Intersect is doing some work in IoT location as well. What's that about?
One of the things, obviously, with IoT is being able to track devices. Now, granted, you could put a particular device in a motor vehicle, and that would typically have a regular cellular chipset that we're used to, which will provide active location using GPS. One of the many use cases, though, in IoT are smaller Class 1 devices. These are small devices that have very small amount of battery and processing power. Typical logistics use case, for example, is a device that's attached to a package that will from time to time transmit data about that package, so maybe temperature, it may be whether there's been a particular shock to the package or something like that. Now it uses the cellular network just like any other device for short periods of time, but again doesn't have a GPS chipset though, because that requires substantially more processing power, substantially more battery. Well, in those particular cases, there's also a need to be able to track these packages. So because of our capabilities around passive location, taking the cellular data that's available, we're actually able to provide location data for these devices, whereas traditional active GPS location-based tracking can't provide that support. So we're actually getting quite a lot of traction in the IoT space for geolocation services.
Well, Andrew, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much.